What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I want to talk some boxing today. I want to talk some heavyweight boxing. We had Deontay Wilder destroying Dominic Breazeale in 2 minutes and 17 seconds in the first round. We have Anthony Joshua trying to do the same thing with Andy Ruiz. At least get a win. Because the anticipation just only rises more and more as these two guys continue winning, continue being undefeated, continue being champions, continue their popularity soaring, okay? And it's such an anticipation for these two guys to get into the ring. Because unlike Breazeale, unlike Ruiz, well, Ruiz to be, still be determined, because we have to still see what he does to give him a fair shake. But those aren't the fights that people want to see. Breazeale, we didn't want to see Breazeale fight Deontay Wilder because we saw it. But the real fight is the clash between the kings, okay? The WBO, the IBO, the WBA, and the IBF. King Anthony Joshua versus the WBC King Deontay Wilder. We have to see this fight. Why these guys are still in their prime. And I know the fight that really destroyed boxing. It was Maypac. It was Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. And the reason why that fight destroyed boxing, because a lot of people anticipated a spectacular fight only to see damn near an exhibition. Why? Because these guys are no longer in their primes. These guys were smarter. These guys didn't get into exchanges. These guys went for a big money grab, and they capitalized on the American or the world currency, okay? The world currency. And they cashed out. But they waited too long. They weren't in their primes at that point. They weren't those same fighters they used to be. By that time, Manny Pacquiao was knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez. Floyd Mayweather had went to jail, and his hands were brittle enough, like something that he couldn't perform and produce like he could before. Those things had already happened to these fighters before getting into the ring. Okay, we can talk about fights that ruined boxing, like the Maypac. Let's talk about the potential fight that can save boxing, like Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. These guys can actually save the sport of boxing, okay? They've already saved the heavyweight division because the heavyweight division was owned by the Klitschko's, as we know. But these guys now have taken the torches. They have two torches, and they're trying, supposedly, to make one huge torch, okay? Who will have that supreme torch? Who will have it, raise it high at the end of the day? And it will take more than one fight to see who wins. It might take 3. But one thing's for certain, and I agree with Lennox Lewis on this, these guys, if they can't come to an agreement, okay, it won't be because of themselves. It would be because of the people that back them. So if that's the case, before it's too late, before these guys are out of their prime, they got to promote this fight themselves. That has to happen. Like Lennox Lewis, like Oscar De La Hoya, like Floyd Money Mayweather, to a certain degree with Mayweather. But these guys promoted themselves. These guys made these type of fights happen because they knew what the fans wanted. Because it's all about us at the end of the day. We're the one that's paying that dollar, but we're skeptical now. We're skeptical because we don't want to pay $100 to see a fight like we saw the night before or last week with Dominic Breazeale. Because you got a guy obviously quicker than the other guy, obviously more powerful, okay? We can't really say he was more skilled, but he was definitely more powerful and faster. And he caught Dominic Breazeale, KO'd Dominic Breazeale, okay? Those fights were expected. That fight was expected. But Here's the deal. Everyone's talking back and forth, and it's nothing like hyping up a guy that just knocked out his opponent. It's easy to jump on the bandwagon because the knockout was so damn impressive. It was so spot on. Deontay Wilder knew that punch was going to land when he threw it, and he followed through with it. He tried to punch through Brazil's face, okay? So, seeing a knockout like that, it's hard to imagine Joshua beating Deontay Wilder. But people have to remember something. That wasn't Anthony Joshua. Okay? Anthony Joshua's not going to try to lead with a hook and wait for a puncher. He's not going to do that. He's going to start establishing his jab, just like Gerald Washington did with him. That gave Deontay Wilder problems. Okay? And Deontay knew to go back to the basics because he was tired of ripping and hurting and injuring his parts of his body, his hands, his arms. He's like, I don't want to say he's accident prone, but I know that a lot of those accidents, a lot of those injuries occur because this guy is throwing unorthodox punches, throwing them hard and wild. Okay? He is a wildling, for Christ's sake. He is north of the wall if this was Game of Thrones. Okay? But one thing, and it's funny because he's from the South, but one thing about him, he knows he has to preserve himself because all these injuries won't be good at the end of the day. And we don't know at what extent. He said his hand went numb a little bit, so we'll see how that produces. But he has to be more careful because nothing can prolong a super fight like an injury. Remember the Manny Pacquiao shoulder injury? My shoulder. That's my shoulder. I injured it and I couldn't throw. That? Remember that? We don't want to see that. We don't want to see excuses because we've heard excuses from other fighters, including Deontay Wilder, right? We heard that last year before the Fury fight. So that's why I feel that there shouldn't be any excuses. So Deontay Wilder should come in, and I don't want to hear oh man, fighters hardly ever come in at 100%. I don't want to hear that. Because to me, him saying stuff like a fighter never comes in 100% or he was talking from his own personal experience, that gives him an excuse at the end of the day. We don't need to hear that. No one needs to hear excuses because excuses only come from the people that lose. Okay? Reasons come when they win. You know? So these two guys are destined to clash. And we'll see what they're going to do, but it has to happen. You know? And I can't wait to do a fight study on these guys. Because you got a guy with 2 to 3 tools versus a guy with 1 big tool. That's what we have. But it is funny, the way Wilder talks about his power, he talks about it like it's faith in God because that's what he has faith in, that power. His power is God in retrospect, okay? That's what he depends on. But if that's what he has, that's all he needs. Look at 41 fights. That's all he's needed. And he didn't need skill. He didn't even need training. Think about it. He just went back to the basis. And then the things that he used to do, he used to complain about that. So that tells you automatically that this guy has freakish power. I'm convinced that the power, a lot of people doubt his power. I never doubted his power. I always said, if that guy can catch you flush with one of those punches, he can knock anybody out. And that goes for everyone. Fury will tell you. White, Joshua, anyone. Ojafi, whoever. Joyce, yeah. All those guys, if they get hit with that punch that Brazil got hit with last night, they're gone. And there's no doubt about it. And it would be one hell of a thing to see Deontay Wilder have skill. But guess what? Deontay Wilder in boxing skills, that's a foreign concept, okay? You can't put them in the same sentence. That's okay because that's Deontay Wilder. He boasts on his power. He doesn't need skill as much. Hell, if he has speed and power, those are two powerful attributes. That's what makes this fight so intriguing, because you got a guy like Joshua that has all the boxing fundamentals and power. Does he have more than Deontay Wilder? I don't think so. But I don't think he needs that when he's stepping into the ring with Deontay Wilder. So it's all matching up to see who can impose their will and their attributes and win the fight. That's the most powerful thing about these two guys. Fury, yeah, Fury can have the winner. Great. Fury can bring it on. He can have the winner. He can see and enjoy and watch and observe who will take the torch. And then he can fight the winner. So, yeah, the heavyweight divisions is looking very good right now. All these three guys, they're still there. So that's the potential. But the reality in it, they still have to fight each other. So you guys tell me, who do you think? Because the reason I'm asking this is because we just had a fight last night. We just seen Deontay Wilder destroy, devastate, almost decapitate Dominic Breazeale. And nothing makes people jump on a bandwagon more than a fresh knockout. If Joshua goes in there and knocks out Andy Ruiz like that, they'll be doing that. They'll jump back on the other side. It's time to balance it out. You guys tell me what you think as of now. Who do you think will win out of Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua in the mega clash for the undisputed, not unification, the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world? Please leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.